Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dennis. Welcome to Patina Code. This is So You Want to Build an AD.
I'm cold right out, I'm done. Come on.
Hello again, everybody, and thank you for checking out this episode of So You Want to Build an AD, powered by LS Fabrication. And we have to imagine here now, you can see that the AD is tore up pretty good in here. Now, this is the official episode 1 of the series, and the series is more like a documentary. So it's a documentary series because while we're tearing the truck apart, I'm going to be talking to you guys as if you're standing over the fender right there next to me shooting the shit. But while I'm shooting the shit, I'm dropping knowledge on what we're doing. So it's just my perspective on doing a series on tearing the truck down. And as I said in the introduction, this is designed for someone who is new to the advanced design Chevrolet truck, or somebody that's just interested in maybe perhaps beginning their own project build of an AD truck. So in this episode 1, we're going to be going back to when we drug this thing out of the storage and then we started ripping into it. We're going to have an overview where we're just looking at the outside and the inside of the truck, and then we'll get into some teardown. Nothing too serious, just going to pull the original heater box, inspect it, and see if it can be any use to us when we go back together with the truck, and then we'll go from there. So in any series, to keep it going, 4 weeks ago we started with this truck, and now it's to the stage here. As you can see, everything's tore off of it pretty much, damn near. The cab's sitting here on the chassis suspended underneath it. We're doing a bunch of mock-up, but we're going to get to that as the episodes progress. Right now, things are going to just be a little slow as far as what it is that we're doing. There's not going to be really any action until we get to where we are right now, which is where I'm standing right now. So, just going to have a look back at things. I hope you guys enjoy this first episode and you want to come back and check out a few more as we do this and progress the truck. So, we're going from day 0 to day 193. I don't know how many days it's actually going to take to build the truck, but this is the documentary from the start to the end, and then the drive down the highway in this truck. So let's go back 4 weeks ago to the beginning of Trench Coat. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dennis. Welcome to Patina Code, powered by LS Fabrication, and this is the inaugural video for our Chevrolet 5-window pickup truck. It's a 1952, and we're going to get him out here in the open. You can hear my Silverado in front of me idling. We're hooked onto this thing. We're ready to bring it out into the open. I'm going to do a full overview, and we're just going to go over some of the basic details and the basic things that I plan to do with this truck. And it's going to be a process. It's going to be a step-by-step build process, and I'm excited to get started with that. I'm excited to be partnered with LS Fabrication, and that's going to make the aesthetics of the truck just stand completely out and be a totally different truck. So I appreciate everybody checking in and watching what we got going on. So without further ado, let me hop in the Silverado and get this 80 out into the light, and this is going to be a fun project. So right away you'll notice that this truck is completely stock. There has been not much done to it other than when I bought it they were trying to fix this here. But never mind that, I have the complete cowl panels to replace both sides and the archways. As I mentioned, we're going to be putting the LS Fabrication toe boards in, and that's just going to complete the look of the truck. But when you first go into building a truck, the one thing that I looked for when I went to pick this truck up was how complete was it. I've gotten the other fender and inner fender off of this side because I needed to get it inside of my storage area. But the chassis is in really good shape. It's sound, it's solid, there's no cracks, and it's all there and it's all complete. And as I said, that's one of the things I look for when I go to buy a project vehicle, is the completeness of the vehicle. I've taken the pedals off. I was just doing a few things. I've had this truck for a little over 5 years, so I've had a little time here and there to pull some things off and on. You know, I've gotten the steering and all that loose, and this thing was just sitting, you know, the tires, completely down here on the front, but the truck has really good bones. It's going to be something easy for us to rebuild and reconstruct and do it the Patina code way. So let me give you guys a look at the inside of the cab, and it's really nothing special. As I said, they were tinkering with it. I don't know exactly what's going on up here, but in any event, if this is, yeah, it feels like it's messed up underneath there and it's been cut out, and that's fine. We will remove this and we'll do something to fix this to where it looked like nothing ever happened up there. And as I mentioned, we're going to be putting the LS Fab toe boards in, so we're good to go there. Our seat pedestal and everything is intact and looking good. I have taken out the heater. I kept these because that gives me a reference to measure when I put the new heater in with the new duct system. One of the most important things for me when building these, even though they're rat rods or patina rods, is having functional wipers and having heat so that we can have defrost to defog the windows when we get caught in the rainstorm. So the truck is looking pretty good, and we got a good start to go with the truck. The bed is in excellent condition. Unfortunately, we will not be using this bed, but I am keeping it because I plan to build more AD trucks, not just stopping here at this point. The cool thing about it, of course, is that it is a 5-window, and there's going to be a little bit of work to do on the 5-window. You see, speaker holes were cut. This one was mangled. So that's going to be one of the videos, just kind of how to pull some dents and do some repairs and just some quick patching. I don't understand why they would do that, but hey, it wasn't my truck at the point, so we got a little bit of work to do. As I said, we're going to be replacing these outer cowls, and the way you would go about that is there's actually lead fill up here from the factory. So you basically cut the seam and you follow, there's a seam under here. You follow this seam around, and this would be the outer part. You'd pull this apart, get it back, knock off some of the little spot welds here and there. You get this loose and you put the whole piece on. We're going to be going step by step over this whole truck. I'm going to show you guys how to do everything. Now, just because I'm saying I'm going to show you how to do everything does not mean that I'm saying that I'm a professional or that I'm saying the way that we're going to be doing this is the right way, but it's going to give you an idea of how to do it. I don't build junk. I might leave a junky body on there, but the end result is something that you would feel very safe driving in. The old torque tube rear end, drive shaft setup, obviously that's coming out. We're replacing that with the Nova rear end so that we can get a shorter wheelbase. That's cheaper than buying the fabricated Ford 9-inch rear end, which is what we have on Zero. And I wanted to get the wheels in a little bit because we're going to run a 10-inch wide wheel, and without having to cut narrow, we just go with a shorter, more narrow factory rear end. So hopefully that will work out and do what I think that it's going to do. I'm just excited to get started on this truck. We got a really good start to this project, and we just need to start gathering up the rest of the parts and pieces and then begin work on this thing. So we're going to start right away with this heater core setup. I like the old style heater, that it was still intact with the truck, and we're going to see if we can't get this out of here. Well, we know we can get it out of here, but I want to see if I can maybe retrofit a heater core in it to preserve that, and then that'll keep me from buying a whole new heater box, which is quite expensive, and then maybe just put a new blower motor in this thing. So we're going to work on getting that apart. That's going to be the very first thing that we take off of this truck on this new build, just so we can see what we got, and then we can go from there. So this is going to be a relatively simple pick. It's just 3 7/16 inch studs here, and we'll back these off and we'll see what we got going on. This is exciting stuff, man. You guys just don't know, man. I can't do nothing but build. That's all I know is to build, 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 build. So we're gonna build. We're gonna build together. All right, that came off relatively easy, which it should have. But in any event, you would want to have on hand some PB Blast or some type of penetrating lubricant that can help loosen up some of these bolts and nuts, because you don't want to break them off. Even if you're planning on replacing them, to have them, at least you'll have the right length and then you'll have a good idea of what to replace it with when you go to the hardware store to buy the replacement bolts. But we got this off, so let's get to the inside and see what we got. All right, we got it loose from the firewall, and it's time to get the ducting off. We're not going to reuse this ducting because I have extra, but if I didn't have extra, I still wouldn't reuse it because it is a little crusty. They sell the ductwork for the heater boxes to connect to your vents up there, and it's very important to me. Even if this was a rat rod, patina rod, this is going to be, I guess, it's not a patina rod because I got to paint it. It's borderline rat rod, but it's going to have to almost be a straight truck because there's been a lot of primer and stuff. Anyways, I'm going to get this stuff loose. I don't really care much about the heater duct is the point. So we're going to get that off of there, and then we're going to pull our heater down that is loose and check out the heater core and see what type of blower motor and stuff's in there. So let's get to that. And these just slide right off, and see the stuff falling off of them. And you got to be careful too dealing with these things. You could have a wasp nest or something up in there. You know, look at all the stuff coming out. I don't even know. Oh shit, see? It's an old one, but still yet, it was a damn wasp nest. So you want to watch out for spiders and all that shit. And you want to be careful taking this down because you don't want to damage the heater core, because perhaps it's good. We're going to take it over and run the hose on it, or run the hose through it. And again, depending on what area you're in, as far as varmints and things, you know, spiders, lizards, snakes be hiding up in this shit. So just take caution in taking this stuff apart. And we've got some of the old insulation, so we're going to get us a little trash bucket over here. We're going to just shut this for now, and then we're going to reach across again. Kind of just pay attention to where you're sticking your damn hands and arms, because you do not want an arachnid bite, or hell, some of y'all in the desert, you don't want scorpion bites. So it's proven, like I say, I don't really care about the tube, but I don't want to destroy it because I want to keep it so I know the proper length if we go back with this box. So let me just pull that one off of there. And we got our vintage heater box. I'm excited to see what's up with this thing. I do know this, the vent portion of it is still working. See, flip, flop, flip, flop. So, oh, it's got a roundish heater core. So the motor is the only thing I guess that we need to know about fixing. Hopefully the heater core, I'm gonna run water through it, see if it circulates and doesn't leak. And then the motor would be the main concern. If the motor still works, then by all means, I'll go back in with this damn thing. And if it goes bad, as I said, this is gonna be inset of the vehicle. So I'm not gonna have holes poking through the firewall because I want a flush, flat firewall. So then we will just figure out what to do. But I see there's a little bit of debris in this tube. That doesn't mean anything. Run a pipe cleaner down in there, clean that out, and then we'll see what we got. So what I can tell from this motor, it's pretty antiquated, and that's another thing I like working about. That's another thing I like when working with these old vehicles. Everything's antiquated. It's simple. So what's holding the heater core, I suspect, and the motor in there are these little screws that are in the side here. There's only 3 of them. So we're going to release those and then see what we got as far as what the heater core is doing. So I guess there was only 2. Now we need to figure out how to get this separated without destroying anything. I would really love to reuse this whole assembly. Oh yeah, it's sliding apart quite nicely. Oh, okay, there we go. So there's our tub. some type of salt or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. So here we go. That's the heater core, the fan. So it's grounded, and this would be the power. So what we're gonna do is take this and we're gonna get it grounded and we're gonna tap it to the power source and see if this fan will spin over. And if it doesn't, we will remove this because there's 2 screws there, 2 studs, so the motor would come out. And I'm thinking maybe I could just maybe do a little blower motor like an S10 fan or a blower motor or something. But here's the thing, the cool thing is right there. You might not be able to see it, but right there, there's a set screw. So that means the blade can come off. We can put in a different motor and we'll have the heater core if this thing is cool. So now we're gonna take this to the hose first. I wanna pull the fan and things off of it, but then take and just run water through it. See if it circulates the water without leaking. That's the next mission.
Something blocking it. See it pushed to the top. So I do want to say before we even begin with this, make sure you have proper eye protection on, your PPE. What we're going to do is force air, 125 pounds of pressure through the top. The clog was at the bottom. It's kind of loosened up. You can see water starting to come out, but I'm not quite satisfied. So we're just going to press real good and then give it a nice shot of air. Looks like that did the trick. Now I'm gonna go and fill it up with air and then force air from this side in case the clog has went and kind of moved. Not so much the clog, but just debris caught down in here between the cross flow of this. So we're gonna fill it with water, turn it on this end, shoot it with the air from here to force that out, and then we'll just continuously run clean water through it. And then I'll dry this thing off, and then we'll fill it with water and see if we have any leaks through the core itself. Then we'll look at getting a different motor, taking the fan off, and we should have a nice retro working heater core. All right, we're back to do the other side. Gonna give it a nice full blast. That shot out really far. So now I'm confident that the cross flow section is clear of debris. Now we're just going to continuously run water through it to get out any debris that might be in there, and then we will dry the heater core itself off, and then I'll fill it with water and make sure that it's not leaking.
All right, we filled it with water and it's full. It's been sitting here for about 25 minutes and the level has not dissipated, so that's a good sign. The water on the little makeshift table is just for me getting a little wild with the hose. But I would say that this is a usable heater core, which is perfect for what I want to do, and that's put the original heater box back in the truck. So even shooting 125 pounds of pressure through it to get the clog out did not damage it, and that's evident. There's no damage to it, which is evident. You got both sides holding water, so I'd say that's a win, guys. So with the usable heater core, we're good to go. We can use our retro box and get that retrofitted back into the truck once we get everything done and it comes time to do the interior. And an option that we do have, I have one of these. The motor is the same type, although this is only a 2-speed motor. Most heaters are 3-speed, but the blower motor is not for heating the truck. It's just there for defrost when we get caught in the rain, because we don't drive in the winter unless there's a show going on in the winter and just happens to break out snowing. But anyways, I like to have the heater box and the heater in there in case we get caught out in the rain. Summer, it rains a lot here in Missouri, and you got to have defrost because there's no sense in reaching across wiping on the windows with a rag. The fan is a little smaller, but we might be able to do some retrofitting. I think that the shaft is a lot smaller on this than it is on there, but we'll see what it does. I know this fan put out a lot of air, even though it's a 2-speed. The high speed setting is pretty much high on any heater, and you could feel the wind hitting you. This used to sit in the dash of an old truck that we had around here, and it really worked. So this might be enough to push heat out of the heater box up through the tubes and into the vents to get everything cleared out. We can try it. If it doesn't work, they offer a motor in the classic truck books that you can buy for these particular heaters. So that's what we got for today, guys. I appreciate you checking this one out. I know it wasn't all that interesting, but this is just part of it, man, and this is going to lead up to some bigger things for sure. So if you want to check out some more media from Patinacode, check out my Instagram page. You can find it at Patinacode on Instagram, and we also have a podcast. So for those of you who are Apple users, you can go into your Apple phone and just open up the Apple Podcast app and then search in Patinacode, and then you'll see the podcast title, Patinacode Presents Stays With Me. And for those non-Apple users, you can download the Podbean app, and the same thing, you just type in Patinacode in the search bar, and then bam, there it is. Patinacode Presents Stays With Me will pop up. That's the podcast that you guys want to hear. I appreciate it, guys. So in the next episode, we're going to get into some real teardown, which we're going to get the hood off of it, then we're going to deconstruct the bed. Once again, I appreciate you checking this out, and thanks for watching. Stay with me.
Step aside and get right behind us.